All right. What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Limitless Crypto. My name is Lorenzo Corrado. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Hope you had a good weekend. It's time to get back to work. Of course, we start the week strong with a crypto stream. Looking forward to talk about everything that's currently going on here. We're talking $52,000 for Uncle Bitcoin right here. Absolutely crazy, guys. This is absolutely nuts. We have so much things to discuss here. Let's dive deep into to all the charts here. A lot of things has happened, so we need to catch up and make sure that we are, fully updated about, what the potential expectations are, of course, for the next coming days or maybe even weeks ahead of us here. But so far, so good. We're still looking, on the stronger side. Okay. However, there are a couple of key levels that you have to take into consideration. I always recommend to highlight these particular key levels, and based upon these key levels, you at least have some sort of understanding of, okay, that's the potential short-term limit I need to focus on in order for me to move forward and be aware of, how I can manage my current positions or whatever the case may be here. This is all that matters here. Also want to do a quick shout out to the crypto wins section, the crypto VIP, of course. Cowboy putting in the effort on a day-to-day basis for you, especially here. So, really do not take this for granted. This is something that he does because he truly cares about, the Limitless Trading Academy and everything that we have built so far and everything that is still coming. Cowboy, absolutely thankful for what he's doing as well here. So a big shout out to Cowboy as well. Highly recommend to join these streams that he gives. He always, gives you upon further notice when he gives his next stream in the Asian or during the Asian session. So if you are able to be there, I highly recommend you to join, and then just see what kind of value he has to offer. I think it's super important. Also, Marton is crushing it on a day-to-day basis. It's great to see my man Marton here killing it. Vicky, I've seen there also just taking action consistently as well here. Fully into crypto. Absolutely fantastic to see Vicky. And, I think you're making some good, you're doing some good things right there as well. At the same time, also, we have our man, our myth, Trader Tim. We're talking about Tim. We're talking about the Terminator, but most importantly, I need to come up with a new word for Tim. I need to come up with a new statement here. All right, this guy is as consistent as you can be. It's actually an understatement when talking about consistency right here. Okay, so do not sleep on Tim here. Tim is here for you as well in the cryptocurrency community. So if you have any questions about your setup, whatever you do here, just post it in the chat. Tag Tim, tag whatever you want to tag here. But most importantly, you will see that he will most likely comes back to you, whenever he reads it. So therefore, very, very important stuff here. Absolutely incredible stuff here. So last update from Tim was, of course, his portfolio growth of 50% with a win rate of 73%. That's the highest win rate so far. 19 trades, 14 wins and 5 losses right here. Overall, you exactly know now what his strategy is, the way he takes these setups, and it's going, it's working. Okay, so it's pretty hard to get with his strategy, in my opinion, a positive win rate, plus at the same time then also a 70+% win rate. All right, think about that. It was 50, it went to 60, it's now at 70. So, the trajectory is linear. Okay, fantastic stuff here from our community. So I'm very proud of you guys. Keep crushing it. We have to do it together. We cannot just do it all by myself. There's no way. And I feel that we have such a great team, and the sentiment is fantastic. So I truly appreciate all the support on that sense. And again, this is just the beginning. Okay, now let's get started here, guys. Let me actually first look who is in the chat here. Make sure you smash up that like button already. Like let's demolish this news channel completely. Let's make sure that the likes are at least there. We could use every single like possible. So do this right now. All right. The Crypto Noob, my man, is back. Thank you, man. What's happening, brother? Momo Crypto, your new channel, by the way. A new channel. Really, really good connection of mine here. I met him in Bali. Great guy here. Always gives his daily updates for Bitcoin, so I highly recommend you check out this channel. Momo Crypto, man. Great move right there. Great move. Rafael, good to see you. Maria, Cowboy. I see Ricardo is back. I see Umberto. Good afternoon, my friend. Smarter Spartan. Fantastic stuff here. Okay, as you guys know, we're talking crypto right here. Okay, so very importantly, Monday, Friday crypto streams. You know, we also have our Forex, so we have so many things going on at the same time here. However, it's all about management. Okay, so I'm gonna set you guys up for the week, and we're gonna have some fun here. Hopefully, some really good setups that we can leverage in the next coming days as well ahead of us here. So let's reflect real quick here, because the first thing that I would like to talk about, of course, is the actual money flow, right? We talked about the Bitcoin price before, when it was around $51,000. We had a minor pullback in the weekend, and it actually just, you know, went straight back up again. And now we are almost back at the, you know, the new resistance at the 53,231. And the reason why this is such a crucial level is because we have finally filled up right now that monthly gap. So we had a gap here, right, sitting there on the monthly time frame between the $48,000 and between the $53,000. So this is now filled, okay? This is now completely done. So obviously around the 53.231, that's that exact low of that particular, you know, previous candle, which caused that fair value gap, that imbalance, you know, within that spectrum right here. Now it's filled up. So of course, you know, understand that you're now hitting that resistance level right here for Bitcoin. Okay, doesn't mean everything is turning and everything will turn bearish. Absolutely not. But I just think it's important to at least mention that we have that level coming along here, and it is important level to take in consideration at at all times right now. Well, what is going on in regards to the money? Where's the money coming from? Okay, that's the first thing that we need to kind of understand here, because in terms of retail and in terms of people actually talking about it, the only thing that you have to do is you have to just go and ask around, hey, have you invested in crypto? Or have you invested, are you exposed to Bitcoin? And I can guarantee you 90% of all the individuals that you know personally in your surroundings have said, no, should I? Maybe, not really. Oh yeah, no, my friend lost $1 zillion last cycle. So no, crypto, it's still not there. It is still not there, guys. People are still sleeping. Yet, if you look at the statistics, and especially the Bitcoin price right now, we're talking around a 30% from the all-time high. 30%. So if you ask me the question, Lorenzo, are people sleeping right now on Bitcoin? Then people are absolutely sleeping on the cryptocurrency market here, okay? Yes, we are extremely bullish. Yes, you know, a lot of things are exploding here. Well, we're going to talk about this in a second and how we can catch these narratives right there. But again, back to the money flow things, right? We have, of course, the ETFs, right? We had that major dump, that major, you know, outflux of money from the Grayscale, of course. This was a trust that was already, you know, years and years old here. That trust was released in 2018. Then after that, of course, you know, a lot of institutions were invested and exposed to that trust. The people that truly were hardcore degens, let's say, they wanted to get exposure into crypto and Bitcoin especially, they mostly invested into that trust. And of course, it was way too expensive. Why? It was a completely private sector in that manner. So therefore, you know, these fees were incredibly high. Obviously, we know that after that, after the ETF launched, you know, we saw a massive outflux from Grayscale into, you know, a lot of different other ETFs that were released. And also, of course, Grayscale turned themselves also into an ETF here, okay? The Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, which is still holding roughly around 620,000 Bitcoin. Crazy stuff right there, okay? So what happened here? Since the Bitcoin ETF launched, 8 ETFs has accumulated a total of 268,000 BTC, worth roughly over $14 billion. iShares BlackRock, of course, has accumulated the most with 119,681 Bitcoin, worth roughly around $6.23 billion right here. So the influx right now into, you know, the spot ETFs is ridiculous. And obviously we know that that's the main reason, the main catalyst right now for this massive expansion here for Bitcoin. 38K, we talked about it. We had set limit orders at 38K spot. that got filled, and right there, you know, we're sitting already at $53,000. So it was actually, you know, a really good deal to buy when other people were fearful in that matter, because people were already start talking about the 25,000 and you name it. You know how it goes here. That's why I think dollar cost averaging, you know, at the bottom is pretty smart. It just depends on you know, how you do it. Dollar cost averaging was also my biggest downfall when I traded. At the beginning of my trading career, I started to dollar cost average because I thought that was the secret sauce. That was the hidden gem. That's what I needed to do in order to become a successful investor. Yeah, dollar cost averaging is great if you don't dollar cost average at the top of a range. That's one layer. Secondary, if you have enough money and you spread the money well enough. So, you know, if you don't do that, then, you know, you probably wreck yourself. So that's, you know, what I've done before when I started out, at least. And that's how I got wrecked. Also in crypto before, okay? So this is all a learning curve that you go through. I'm happy that I went through it around six years ago, because that was roughly the time when, you know, when I went through that experience. But again, you live, you learn, you move on, and here we are. All right, fantastic stuff. So next up here, okay, another important layer in regards to the retail sentiment right here in regards to Bitcoin right now. Okay, because I really want you guys to think about the retail sentiment and about why it's so extremely important. You know, in my personal opinion. All right, from my personal standpoint, the understanding of the sentiment of the market here from retail is important here, because, you know, we get many questions right now already, you know, from many people around me here saying or asking me the question here, will Bitcoin hit the all-time high this year? No, you're too late. It's over. It's done. No, I'm joking. Obviously, we know that this is just getting started here. We just have to understand and be realistic about the fact that retail right now is still not fully exposed to the cryptocurrency market, and the overall market has still so much more growth potential. We have the Bitcoin halving coming along here. So this is all child's play right now. The fact that we're practically sitting at an all-time high again, yet retail is not exposed, is crazy to think about what the potential you know, reaction is and what could be the main reason for this, okay? Well, we have to take it back to 2020, because in 2020, obviously we know that at that time, you know, we know what happened, you know, in the world. You know, everyone got locked up at home, sitting at home here, and everyone, or a lot of people, got a bunch of free money. A lot of money printing that happened at that time here, whatever, $16 trillion to be exact, like an incredible amount of money that came literally, you know, out of nothing, out of thin air. And that was injected into the stock market, the cryptocurrency market, you name it. Everyone had money at the time, right? At this particular moment right now, we have to understand that the consumer confidence index, okay? The consumer confidence right now, this is for November. I can guarantee you it is significantly lower than it was in November. It's practically at an all-time low right now. And the reason why is very simple. The debt. You know, the debt in the United States, for example, the credit card debt is sitting at an all-time high for retail, you know, investors, for you know, the populace, you could say right now. So do take into consideration that the tide will start turning, and I do believe that there are potential scenarios, and this is all speculation, where we're going to see potentially more new money printing coming along here, because the harder the people get, like, you know, we need some bailout soon. Something is going to happen over the next coming months. We have the elections coming along here. The economy needs to look good. Okay, so that's also important to mention. You know, will the US election actually affect the price of Bitcoin? And the reason why I think it will in a positive way is because, you know, Joe Biden right now, I don't know if you guys have seen that picture, but we actually should go to his profile. Was it his profile? I think it was his profile right there. Let's go quickly to Joe Biden. Instagram page right now, or sorry, Twitter. Was it there? Anyways, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about here. These are the Bitcoin, these eyes right here, these bullish eyes. Where are they? We have to find it. Anyways, regardless, okay, he's bragging about the strength of the economy right here. And this is currently what's going on here, okay? So the elections are coming along. Obviously, the economy has to look good. The market is actually exploding. The stock market is an all-time high. I just cannot see the market, experiencing some sort of massive decline just before a potential re-election right here. So do take consideration that an election year is usually extremely bullish for the stock market, and potentially automatically also now with the spot ETFs and all that stuff here, this could reflect into the cryptocurrency market as well. So for that particular reason, I think that the US elections have a massive effect or impact on the Bitcoin price in regards to sentiment. Sentiment is everything, and that's why I do believe that this is all going to be extremely important. So yeah, consumer confidence is low, so retail is not there yet. Institutions are heavily involved here right now, so it's just going to be a matter of time before this is just gonna follow up. At some point, we're gonna see people catching up. The FOMO is gonna come, guys. So you guys are there. You guys are prepared. You guys are here with us already, for a while right now. You guys understand the value the cryptocurrency market, or Bitcoin in particular, has to offer from a monetary standpoint, a deflationary standpoint, a scarcity standpoint. So you guys know that this is all part of the game, and that this is still, in my opinion, a child's play right there. Okay, so that's one layer. Now let's talk about some of these altcoins right here, because obviously before we go into the Bitcoin price, specifically the technicals and all that stuff here, because there is so much more to share about the cryptocurrency market right now, and about the levels and about the potential scenarios in the altcoin market due to the fact that obviously we know right now at the moment that AI is absolutely exploding. And what I want you to do is to just be conscious about it. Just be there and just think about, oh, okay. So for example, they released Sora, okay? What is Sora? Well, Sora is an AI video generator. It's a text to video generator. This thing freaks me out, okay? This thing truly freaks me out. Like, I've seen some good stuff in regards to AI, and I always was like, I understood the danger and the potential it has here, but the fact that we're moving so fucking fast right now, and that you can see that the market right now and the AI is developing such a manner where they can just literally create a video for you in 1 minute. It takes 1 minute to render. You typed in your prompt and you get a video that does not exist. It is ridiculous, guys. Look at this, for example. Like, we're talking serious shit right here, okay? This is not a joke anymore. This is not existing, all right? This guy is not real, all right? It's created with a prompt right here, okay? You can see that right here. Create stunning videos from text prompts. This is just the beginning. AI will revolutionize every part of our lives, which is why we're integrating AI, blah, blah, blah. Look at this shit. This is not real. This is not real. This is not real. I can keep going, guys. It is absolutely unbelievable right now. And at the beginning, I could see, yeah, I can kind of still see it, but only because I know it is created with Sora, all right? Because they mentioned that it is created with Sora. But if I wouldn't know, I would probably not notice right now. And therefore, it starts to freak me out at this particular moment here. So when you understand, guys, that something like this happens in the market, right? When you see some sort of crazy release about a certain narrative, right? You have AI, you have gaming, you have the metaverse, you have all these types of things in crypto. These are important categories in the overall market here. And when something like this gets released, guys, you have to understand that the first thing you should think about is AI coins, AI tokens. Boom, boom, boom. Action, action. What are the best ones? What are the potential ones? What are potential scenarios here? This is what you get, okay? You get a huge bump here in regards to these AI tokens right now. You have these, you have Agix right here breaking above weekly resistance here. Over the last 2 weeks, it did roughly around 100%. That's the singularity. You have FET. It's also, or Fetch AI. Also almost did 100% in this week already. And you have, of course, Tao, Bit Sensor right here. creating the infrastructure for AI in combination with crypto, also did something absolutely spectacular. But again, we're breaking levels here where everything else is stagnating. AI is absolutely mooning. So I want you to be very close attention to, to these type of things that are getting released here, because when, for example, the Mark Zuckerberg released his metaverse trailer, right? He had like his metaverse trailer at the time 2 years ago. The metaverse category in the gaming narrative went absolutely through the roof. All right. This is something similar. So right now you start seeing that, these type of trends are extremely important and you will have a massive impact. So like from a fundamental standpoint, I highly recommend you to leverage and utilize, this type of information when you see it and actually anticipate on it. Do your due diligence and you will find and you will make some nice money right there. Okay, especially if you understand the technical side as well here. So again, highly recommend to create a Twitter account if you don't have it yet, or an X account, and just make sure that you are grinding and just paying a little bit of attention to what's happening on that front. It is quite remarkable. Now, when you look at the Bitcoin price, of course, okay, let's go over some technicals right here. You can see clearly that the $53,000 right now is that key level of resistance. Does that mean that, does it mean that we're just going to come down here at this particular moment and this is the end for Bitcoin right now? Well, at some point we're going to experience some sort of pullback. We have finally filled that monthly gap, okay? So usually when you feel such a massive gap on the higher time frame, you're going to start seeing some sort of, reaction from it. But at the same time, when you look at the liquidation heat map right here, it becomes extremely obvious once again that most of that liquidity right now is still sitting around the $53,000, which is right at that level. Why? Because it's an obvious level to look for shorts, right? That level is an obvious level. All right. This is where, a lot of people would like to think, okay, I'm just going to open a short position right here because, we have that gap on the monthly filled. Finally, we're heading into that last top monthly candle right here. Obviously, this is going to cause some new resistance. So I'm going to open a nice short position here. A bunch of liquidity is sitting above it. So, I would not be surprised myself if we have one more expansion. One more expansion to the upside, one more push down here. We still have around 11 days to, before we actually close the monthly candle. So we have enough time for example, the monthly candle to push up further one more time here. To break the highs, take out the liquidity, and to then eventually, within the next 11 days, still close below the $53,000 here. So I think it's important for you to look at the Bitcoin price on higher time frame this time. Also, look at the $53,000. Look at, the closure of this monthly candle. And if you close above the 53,231, extremely bullish. Okay, very, very good. Cowboy says AI, gaming, gambling, file storage are narratives I'm focusing on. You nailed it. All right, absolutely fantastic. So that's that in regards to the Bitcoin right now. Okay, when you look at the Bitcoin price currently, obviously it's ranging. It started to range since Wednesday last week. So we have been practically in that range right now, since last week. We're waiting for that expansion here. Now, this is only going to be bullish for the market, guys. All right. We talked about this in the last stream where we said, hey, if Bitcoin starts to consolidate under resistance, it might take a while. It might take a while. And if this takes a while, obviously then what tends to happen is that more money will automatically flow into, other pairs, okay? Altcoins in particular. So usually after Bitcoin had a rally and after Bitcoin starts to consolidate, like we're seeing right now, that's the moment when altcoins starting to turn bullish. That's the moment when you start to see these massive breakouts. That's when these type of coins are starting to, take over. And how can we confirm that? By looking, of course, at the total tree chart. All right, the total tree chart excluding Bitcoin, excluding Ethereum. All right, $550 billion right now. Only talking about the altcoins right here in particular. Okay, very important. We talked about this level at $464 billion. We had a level sitting around the $500 billion. We had that breakout on this monthly candle right here. In the last 2 weeks, we started to break out to the upside. And what we're doing right now is we're doing exactly the same thing with Bitcoin. However, the altcoins still have a lagging period, okay? This is important. So what you can see right here is that you're now sitting at $540 billion. The main resistance right now is sitting at two levels here, which is the $584 billion and the $650 billion, $15 billion. So you still have around, a 40 plus, billion dollar range or window that we can cover, okay? A 40 to $60 billion window going into altcoins right now before, these altcoins will also reach potentially like that short-term peak. So as long as Bitcoin is consolidating and the altcoins are booming here, keep a very close eye on the total tree chart. $584 billion is the first key level that I think is important to look at, because if you look at that level and you start rejecting there, then the money has to go out of the total tree. And if the money goes out of the total tree, of course, you know what's happening. Money is again flowing out of these altcoins right here, potentially moving into another chart, which could by definition be the Tether dominance. Okay, the Tether dominance right now is coming down aggressively. It broke the lows here. We tried to push up. We saw the rejection and we're still coming down. Next support will be at 4.82%. So we're sitting now at 5.08%. We're heading into the 4.82% potentially. This is still, bigger than you think. That's another 5% loss in Tether right here. Okay, and just to put it in perspective, the total market cap of Tether right now is also still increasing due to the fact that Tether keeps printing new money. In order to keep their currency stable, all right, keep it at $1 linked to the dollar. Okay, do take consideration right now that the $97 billion market cap is significant. Okay, they're printing a shit ton of money. The more they print, the more bullish we are in the market. And every single time they have been printing billions of dollars, every single time we've seen that the market is actually pushing further to the upside. So therefore, keep a close eye on the Tether dominance, because if the Tether dominance is support, you guys know it right now. Okay, Tether dominance in support, the Bitcoin dominance in resistance. Sorry, not the Bitcoin dominance in resistance right here. Total tree still has a potential resistance play here. So we come back towards this level of resistance right there. And the Tether dominance in support, you might see a rollover, okay? A rollover happening with the Tether dominance right here, potentially bouncing from this low. Talking about a very serious level that we cannot ignore. We just cannot ignore this retest on the weekly time frame. We broke out in 2022. This is when the bear market actually started completely. This was the beginning of the bear market, okay? The moment Tether broke out of that particular level, that's when the bear market started. So wouldn't it be funny to see if we can close below here that the bull market has actually officially started in that manner? I do think it's kind of ironic, but I do think it's something that you have to look at. The 5 point or the 4.82% is an absolute key level that you cannot ignore. Absolutely not, okay? Especially not when total tree. Now, you might think, Lorenzo, why are you talking so much about all these macros? What about these 5-minute setups? In order to get where we are, and in order for us to trade, even on the lower time frame, to get these type of setups, we need to have a really good, solid understanding of the actual sentiment of the market, about the potential room, each particular section, has to go for. So for example, the total one is the overall market. Bitcoin is sitting at around 50% of that. So Bitcoin covers 50% of the total market. All the money in crypto, Bitcoin covers around 50% of this right now, right? These are all sections. So we want to know from a technical standpoint, a macro technical standpoint, how much more room, how much more space do we have left until we're reaching a new threshold, a new resistance level, a new, potential, reaction on a higher time frame. So in order to get that, obviously, we can then start thinking about the lower time frame, the setups and all these things here, because I can guarantee you your win rate will be so much higher when you have the understanding of the macros in this case here. And to be honest, the easiest market to trade is crypto if you understand the sentiment. That's all that matters in my opinion. So very important key levels, monthly, weekly, daily, okay? Very simple, keep it simple, look at gaps, look at imbalances in the market, and look at potential resistance support levels. That's the only thing you have to do here, okay? When it comes down to execution, this is eventually where we're going to go to the lower time frame, the setups, the structure, supply and demand, you name it. You know, this is all, you know, the next step here. So, you know, so far conclusion, total tree has some room to go here. Now let's dive into the Bitcoin dominance. This is also very, very, very bullish right here, okay? Look at the monthly time frame right now. We are back at that particular level. The 54% is still the strongest area of resistance for the Bitcoin dominance. If the Bitcoin dominance gets rejected, guys, the Tether dominance is coming down, okay? Where's the money flowing into? Let me know in the chat right now, all right? Bitcoin dominance getting rejected, is in resistance. The Tether dominance is coming down, has still some room to grow. Where's the money going into? Okay, Bitcoin is consolidating. Altcoins right there, okay? Bullish, still bullish until further notice. All right, super key. Now, in order to get you know, the last thing sorted as well, we talked about Ethereum, and we said about Ethereum that potentially Ethereum is the next spot ETF. The next spot ETF is going to come in potential, you know, April, May. It was initially in March. Now it's kind of it's moved further after the Bitcoin halving right now towards May. Ethereum is into a major runner right now. Okay, it broke that key level that we were talking about for a long time here, the 24,400, the 2,500 level. We're now almost at already $3,000 for Ethereum. So that is a big, nice, beautiful 20% gain here since we actually talked about it in regards to that Ethereum move. And that's big for Ethereum, right? It's a good, solid move here. So you know, Ethereum also still has much more room to go. And I definitely see Ethereum going to the top of this range right here, which is roughly sitting at around $3,200 in particular, of course, with the psychological level of the $3,000. So the $3,200 here is that key level, in my opinion, for Ethereum in the short term right now. I see a lot more, you know, bullish potential here for Ethereum on a higher time frame. So, you know, I hope we're going to come down. I hope we're going to come down so I can buy more of it. All right. That's why, you know, if we come down, I'm going to start stacking Ethereum right now more. We're going to buy more. We're going to keep buying more Ethereum because I think that Ethereum is, you know, the next, you know, big winner in regards to the higher caps. We have Bitcoin right now seeing a massive runner here. The Ethereum spot ETF frenzy is still going to come. So I think we should prepare for that. I think it's important to prepare for a potential Ethereum frenzy, and therefore, you know, start accumulating a bit of that beautiful Ethereum here, because Ethereum is the beautiful step in between Bitcoin and altcoins right here. Okay, you have total 1, it's total market cap, total 2, total market cap excluding Bitcoin, including Ethereum, and then total 3, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So, you know, we have 3 stages. Money comes into Bitcoin, money flows into Ethereum, money flows into altcoins, right? Let's follow the process. Everything according plan. So that's beautiful. So that's that in regards to Ethereum. BNB also, we talked about a BNB breakout. I had a beautiful BNB trade as well. We broke out of the level. We broke out of the $324. We are now back at 354. We came eventually to 366. Nice particular breakout. We talked about this last time. Very, very clean as well in that matter. The last thing, of course, is the iShares Bitcoin Trust right now. This is BlackRock. Obviously, it's sitting at a high, guys. We broke the previous highs here. All right. So we are now looking at a nice continuation. Sell the news, accumulation, expansion. Looking quite bullish here for the spot ETFs right now as well. So, I mean, everything seems extremely legit at this particular moment when you're looking at it right now. Okay. So that's that. One more thing I will be careful about, and that is just something that I think is important to mention, because we do have the halving roughly in April coming. When the Bitcoin halving comes along here, we all know that something crazy is going to happen. A lot of manipulation will happen during that time frame, during that time in particular, right? So if you ask me the question right now, will the Bitcoin halving pump the price? Well, I'm not that confident right now. You know what? I think many guys are gonna get wrecked. And the reason why I'm saying that is because every single time when people have these super high expectations for a certain news event, rarely we're seeing that exact move happening. Again, the same thing happened in 2020 as well, when we're going to the Bitcoin chart and we're going back towards the weekly time frame, and we're looking at the 2022 the 2020 move here. We also had that halving right there, and we saw a massive crash. Of course, we all know we had that COVID as well, and all based on the halving. Eventually we saw that major run up, but not before some sort of major crash. The same thing happened in 2017. The same thing happened even beforehand as well, so 2016. So therefore, keep a very close eye on the fact that this could still be a short-term high. All right, we're gonna consolidate, we're gonna come down. Bitcoin halving, we're gonna come down a little bit more to the moon. Okay, so I do believe I'm extremely bullish on the Bitcoin halving. I just think that you should always put it in perspective. The spot ETF, we were extremely bullish, yet what happened was Bitcoin came down 25%. Therefore, always think, when you think about these type of news events, a little bit further, a little bit more long term. All right, think a little bit more in the future rather than being so close-minded each day and looking at the price and not put it in perspective. Not zooming out and just look at what Bitcoin has done here. Because if you look at that expansion from the 38k here, this is a 37% move since the end of January. So in less than a month, Bitcoin gained almost 40% already. Okay, so very important. I recommend you to be aware of the fact that this is the case here. Okay, now all of that stuff is fantastic. We're still looking good. So market is looking bullish. There are tons of setups right now that are hitting that resistance here. And if you break out of that daily resistance, you are gonna see runners. And I do believe that these runners are levels that you have to take in consideration as well here. So when you go to, for example, let's start out with the big caps right here. And you go to the weekly time frame at first. Look at what's happening here, and look at who's broken out here. All right. This is my sleeping giant. This is one of the bigger caps that I'm extremely bullish on. I have a lot of faith in. I believe in this project. I believe in the Oracle. I believe in the team behind it. I understand what they have been doing, and they have been sleeping for a very long time here. We call a Chainlink, in my opinion, the sleeping giant. Okay, and if you want to go really deep with me, then we can talk about it another time. But again, Chainlink has a lot of potential scenarios, a lot of bullish momentum. And if you just simply look at the chart right here and this accumulation, think about it. This is on the weekly time frame. We did not came down. So where all of these different currencies came down here during the bear market, the absolute bottom for Link was at $5, but we kind of hovered in between $5 and $9 for what, a year and a half. Practically, this was your safest investment ever. All right, by far, your safest investment was Chainlink. When you see a channel like this here, we call this the lake. Okay, you start coming out of that lake right here, and you see a huge tsunami. Well, this is what's happening right now. Okay, we're now back at above that weekly resistance right here. This was the second week that we're now closed above this particular zone. This is extremely bullish. So if you start flipping, number one, in my opinion, the $20 here. So for me, that's a key level to look at. The $21 here, if you look here on the daily time frame, it's 20.5. If you start breaking above this, guys, I'm leaning more towards another next continuation here, followed by Chainlink. And I do believe that these are the easiest setups ever. Why? Now, we talked about these daily breakouts a lot. And for the people that are in the chat right now, have you guys actually tried the daily breakouts? I just wanted to know about, I just wanted to see in the chat here if you guys actually have tried these daily flips and if it's working for you, because, I just want to have your overall experience, because we have been mentioning this a lot here. And, some incredible setups, are coming also from the higher time frame on that matter. Still day trade, yet on the higher time frame here. So obviously you have your strategy, but doing this on the side can be extremely rewarding. So in that matter, when you go and you look here at these daily breakouts right now, when you know that the sentiment is still bullish, and when you know that total 3 has still a lot of ways to go here back to the $500, $600 right here, $600 billion. If this breaks up higher, for me, it's the easiest trade ever. I wait for that break. I wait for a daily closure. I wait for the next candle flip above here, and I put my stop loss right underneath that wick. And I look for that further continuation to the upside right here. Easiest trades, same as BNB. I took this trade as well here. You know, it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same, you know, the same thing I was talking about here. Okay. Let me see if I can find it for you guys, if I can actually show you the trade. Let me do this in a second here. But anyways, with BNB, same thing. So what happened was we closed the candle above it. The next candle came down. All right. We actually eventually started to you know, create like a clear level that we had to break. And the moment this next candle, so this candle right here that you can see, at $324 here, the moment we broke above it, that was the trade, that was the entry. So entry, stop loss below the wick, targeting the highs. And I think I closed it around $350 right here. That's a nice 5 to 1 on your money in around 2 days. Okay, so if you risk 1% or if you risk $100, you will make $500 by just looking at a daily candle flip, stop loss underneath that low, and then looking for the next target and the next leg up here. Simple as that, yet so extremely powerful when you're looking at these type of setups right here. So I believe that Chainlink right now is setting up for something similar. If we start to break above the 20.448 here, I do believe that from that moment here, we're looking at the next daily candle, we're looking at a candle below it, we're looking at a closure above it, or a move right now, and we're putting our stop loss below. If you get stopped out, fantastic. We're going to go again. We're going to try it again. And, you know, one of these setups, you know, can occur. If you have a 5 or 6 to 1 on your money, you can be wrong a couple times to still make a bunch of money regardless. And that's the way to do it, in my opinion, when you look at Chainlink. So do this with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different currencies. Sky's the limit. Easy money. You understand the macro sentiment. You understand that there is still more room to grow. You see these breakouts. You understand these confirmations. You understand the candle flips. You understand your entry model. That's what you're looking for. Okay? That's why it's such a powerful strategy when you're looking at the macro time frame. Especially if you are a part-time trader and you do not have that much time for yourself to look at the lower time frame chart and just start day trading all day long. Crypto, the reason why I'm patient with crypto, especially, and why I like this so much here, is because when there is an inconsistency of volume in the market, I'm not going to sit around and try to trade the 5-minute time frame all the time. All right, that's not my personal style. I rather zoom out, look for the breakouts, look at 10 pairs, wait for the exact same setups, exact same breakouts, trade these candle flips, and make a bunch of money. That's it. Easy. Easy money. Okay? Easy, not simple. Therefore, a breakout above the 20.48 here, stop loss below that last week could be very, very interesting. If you then zoom out to the weekly again, just simply look at where that gap is. All right, that weekly gap here. We close multiple candles above that weekly resistance. You still have that massive gap right here, right? There is still a gap sitting roughly in that zone. That's the fill that you want to make. So you want to fill up that gap once you flip bullish, and we're going to take a trade right here. And it's going to be like BNB did just a couple days ago from myself as well. This is going to be a nice 5 to 1 on your money. Potentially even better if the wick is smaller. So the bigger the wick is, the safer the trade, the smaller your risk to reward. So do take that in consideration right there. Okay. Hope that makes sense for Link. But same as Link, similar to Link, you have a couple other ones that are showing the exact same breakout. Okay. Cardano is one of these. All right. Cardano is sitting as well right here in that in-between phase, I could better say. So you could say here, within that zone here, you are now kind of waiting for the breakout above the 65 cents. If you see that break, you know, there is a big chance you're going to go immediately to the 80 cent level. So you're going to come up here significantly from 65 to 80, sitting around a 20% gain here, similar to Chainlink right here. Okay, so do this for a couple big ones. choose a couple of medium caps, choose a couple of small caps, and play that game. All right. You can trade this spot when you go long. You can trade this with derivatives. It does not really matter that much. It's up to you. But that's definitely something I would look at for the next coming days. I do believe that you're going to see many of these particular altcoins right now breaking out of these particular highs right here. And if they break out of these highs, either two scenarios is going to happen. You're going to come down and you're going to retest that resistance and flip it into support and look for continuation up. Or the momentum is so strong that you just start flipping bullish and you look for that further continuation right here to the upside. All right. So that's why I highly recommend you to start looking at these type of setups. Chainlink is on my radar. Cardano is on my radar. Solana is on my radar. Look at what Solana is doing right here. Solana right now is finally also breaking out again, and it's coming back towards these highs. And this is going to be potentially the first week that we actually close above it. You need to be patient for this one right here. But again, if you start breaking above that previous resistance right here, you close above the $121, and as next daily candle does the same thing, which is a candle flip, you're gonna see the exact same thing as what you have seen with BNB, what you're seeing with AVAX, what you have seen with Chainlink, and what you might see as well with Cardano and Solana. All right, so look at these key levels on the higher time frame. Simple as it gets. If you have any questions, let me know in the chat here in our Discord. If you're new, I highly recommend you to join our Discord, join our crypto VIP. You can get in. You have to follow a couple of steps to get in here. Don't want to go too deep in it right now at the moment, but you know what to do. Get into our Discord right now and then click on the instructions manual, and it explains exactly how you can get into our free community right there. Okay. Ask me anything about these levels here and just understand it. If you flip it, it's such a fantastic setup. Okay. So I've been talking for around what, 45 minutes. Let's talk about some of your, let's do a couple of analysis here with you guys. Let's keep it short. Let's keep it powerful here. I've shared everything that I wanted to share about the market here. I hope you at least learned something from it. And I do believe highly you should absolutely look at these flips. My suggestion to you, of course, you have your own strategy. So, if you trade differently, completely fine here. That's just the way we're looking at it. Okay. Love and Light CBD says, would you ever consider going long now before the daily flip on Link? No. The reason why is, why should I? All right. That's my question. Why should I? So if I enter here, where do I have to put my stop loss right now? My stop loss most likely has to be underneath the lows. Okay? That means that my stop loss will be much bigger. And if we get stopped out here, there is a chance that we can come back and we flip this potential zone here into, potential resistance as well. So, this will turn into support. There is a big chance that we can get there as well beforehand. We retest that zone, we turn it into support, and we look for further continuation. So I do not see the reason why I should enter right now at a particular level unless we pull back all the way to a swing low point. If you pull back to a swing low point, fantastic. Then I can look for a next swing high, a potential recreation of a swing high or a new high, a higher high, right? At this particular moment, a higher low, fantastic. That's a trade. Stop loss can be under the lows, fantastic. But if you want to enter in the middle, then in my opinion, I'm rushing into a position here. And if I'm an investor, I rather, take advantage of momentum trading. I think that momentum trading is absolutely key. So I highly recommend you to also understand what momentum trading is. If you are a spot trader, you don't want to be sitting on your hands too long. If you have the capability of being a little bit more active with your setups right here. And especially when talking about, moving money around quickly, understand that you can look for these breakouts. You put your money out, you go into another project, and you compound it. So I highly recommend you to wait for that flip. Okay. What else do we have? Can you please chart GMT? Where to buy for long term? Let's have a look at it, my friend. How are you doing, man? Faruqi, good to see you. Well, this was a great level, by the way. A fantastic level. The $24, 24 cents. 24 cents was amazing. A lot of confirmations around this level here on the weekly time frame. So this was 2 weeks ago. I still think you're in a great spot, to be honest, right now. I really believe so. You have this, you're facing that resistance right here. You're either gonna break out and you're gonna look for that immediate confirmation, or you pull back towards some sort of, swing point right here. As well as Fibonacci from here to there. You're gonna come back to like the 26 cents. That would be the ideal. If you come back to the 26 cents here, then obviously I would look for long-term buys. Unless you start breaking out and you retest the 28 cents. That's momentum right there. So at this particular moment, I think that, you wait for either breakout and a retest, or a retest of the 26, a pullback into the 26 cents right there. The weekly time frame would have been fantastic here. So the 24 was key. Fantastic key level on the weekly time frame. But yeah, retest continuation, right? So 26 is also that weekly support, and then a breakout, a W formation breakout right here. Great level to look for. Oscar says, LMWR broke above big support. Yeah, so you want to close above the 53 cents. That's it. You want to see finally a weekly candle closure above here. Every single time it became above here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times before we came above, we failed to break and close above. You want to close above. So before I would be interested in investing in a project like that, I don't know what the project is about in particular, this one. But a closure above the 53 cents would give me much more confidence. Much more. Because this is then the first candle that finally closes above that key level after 6 rejections, all right? 6 rejection plays right here. So that's an important one, in my opinion, to look at. Bitcoin dominance coming down, guys. This is bullish, all right? Total 3, looking good, looking solid, holding up very, very strong. All right. These are our major signs right now that the altcoins are absolutely ripping. To take advantage of this breakout, this is the moment to really capitalize on these type of moves here. Okay. Come up with these weekly levels, daily levels, breakouts, flips, boom. Take advantage of the macros and you're in. Okay. On the side of like a little scalping portfolio or a little like day trade portfolio. And you're good. You're good. Euro says Bitcoin or gold. What's a better investment? So good question. Let me tell you this. People are sleeping on Bitcoin. And the reason why people are sleeping on Bitcoin is because of the fact that Bitcoin has programmable scarcity, number one. We know that Bitcoin has a fixed supply. Gold does not have a fixed supply. So 1 + 1 is 2. Gold, can be found under the ground. We can find another $12 trillion of gold reserve, or we can add on $12 trillion to our gold reserve based upon a new found in Uganda in 2022, sitting around potential 22 or 20, or what was it? No, $12 trillion of new gold under the ground right here. Bitcoin doesn't have that. Bitcoin has 20 million Bitcoin right here. There is nothing more than 20 million Bitcoin. That's one layer. Secondary, okay? When talking about the economy right now, when talking about the dollar in particular, we all know that there is a very strong negative correlation between the dollar index and between the gold chart here. So if you go to the dollar index right now, look at what's happening. And I'm usually not a big fan of these type of patterns and these ascending triangles or symmetrical triangles, you name it here. But what I do know is that the dollar right now is heavily compressing. And if you're going to see a breakout here on the weekly time frame, this could result, and I'm not joking, into a potential super cycle for the dollar before a major crash to the downside right here. So when we're seeing and when we're experiencing a potential super cycle for the dollar, and there's a negative correlation between the dollar and between gold here, and you know, Bitcoin is not really reactive to the dollar price and the dollar value, then do take in consideration at the moment that when that super cycle occurs, or when we see a major breakout here, that gold is still gonna have a hard time. At the same time, you know, big companies, big governments are accumulating also as much gold as possible. Why? Well, we all know what the current value of the dollar is at. The true value of the dollar is worth, and therefore the best way to protect yourself against a potential, you know, massive economic crisis or something in that sort is to accumulate as many resources as possible for your country. And therefore, if you want to accumulate gold, you want to accumulate gold, you know, at a low enough price. That's why, in my opinion, gold right now is one of the most heavy manipulated asset that exists right now in the market. I do believe that the price of gold should be much higher than it is, but we all know for what particular, you know, what the reason is why the gold price is so extremely suppressed at this particular moment here. Nobody truly knows what the amount of gold is the governments actually hold. Nobody truly knows anything about the true underlying value of gold based upon the supply and about the current, you know, holdings of governments. So when we don't know enough of that information, and with Bitcoin we have all of that information, everything is public and everything is on the blockchain, and it's programmable scarcity, I give Bitcoin the upper hand here. That's my personal prediction for Bitcoin, and I think that you know, you should still have a diversified portfolio. In my opinion, you should never go all in on one particular you know, currency or indice, whatever the case may be. I believe in diversification, but I'm just saying, I think that you know, gold and silver indeed are one of these commodities that are probably the most manipulated in the industry, in the overall economy. So, you know, to answer your question, what's better? What's a better investment? It all depends on the time frame and the time period here. Bitcoin is the only deflationary currency, and therefore you should ask yourself the question, not if Bitcoin or gold is a better investment, but, you know, what is something that the government cannot print more of? That should be the question, right? And when talking about Bitcoin, can you print more Bitcoin? No. Can you print more gold? I mean, not really, but kind of. So think about these type of factors right here. I'm a big gold believer. I'm a big Bitcoin believer. I'm especially a big silver believer for a lot of other reasons as well. Okay. Let's do a couple more charts, guys, as well. And yeah, let's just understand that this is truly the moment to start focusing on these type of time frames as well. And I can guarantee you think all the higher time frame is only for swing trading. That's just not true. That's just not true. Day trading on the daily time frame is absolutely incredible. You remove a shit ton of noise. You have a bunch of gaps to fill. A lot of these cryptocurrencies are still not in all-time high territory. There is still so much more room to cover, so many more gaps to fill, so many more targets to hit, that, you know, we can really take advantage currently of these daily candle flips and breakouts right here. Okay. Farouk says your favorite coin, Phil, has started pumping. Let's look at Phil. Let me put logarithmic here. Yeah, so yeah, we're close though. We're close. We're close, but we're not there yet. No, we still have we need more push up here. We're getting there. We're getting there, but we're not there yet. So we're looking for that potential breakthrough moment here. No, we're not there yet at this particular moment. If we break above this zone, then there is so much more continuation for a potential push further to the upside right here. So hopefully we're gonna see some sort of expansion right there. Matic, same thing. Matic right now is setting up also quite nicely. We have that, this type of break. This is a different type of breakout here. This is that last break that we're occurring, that we're seeing here on the weekly time frame. So if you take this to the daily time frame, you now have a combination of a weekly trendline break and a weekly horizontal break. So if you close above it, which we have done with the previous weekly candle, you go to the daily. This is one of these setups right here that I think is gonna do exactly the same thing. So this is your entry. If you flip it, your stop loss will be then underneath the wick. And you target, of course, first the highs here. Secondary, you go for, if you see that breakout here, that gap coming into that zone, and you start going for the $1.1. So it's the $1.10 right here, okay? Same thing for Matic. So Matic, Chainlink, Cardano, Solana, all these big caps are setting up right now for these type of flips right here. Cowboy says, ICAT daily. Okay, let's look at ICAT daily. Let's do it. Okay. I might be doing it wrong. Cowboy, I don't know. Let me know. Stewie? Yeah, so Sui has been, grinding. We knew that we broke the all-time high a month ago. So the all-time high was sitting at around 142. So 150. Now we broke it. We're at 176. I expected much more of a run, in my opinion. After that all-time high break. So I was actually quite surprised that we did not break the all-time high here. We had the Fibonacci. So when we were taking the default fib, let me show you real quick. We had the high to low here. We are now indeed holding around the 1618, which is the $1.75. This is still a very nice key level to look for. I mean, you have this weekly level. That's a weekly flip. It's the same thing for the daily time frame. I prefer to use daily candle flips, but I think that that flip here on the weekly time frame, if you manage to break to 180, yeah, then we can potentially look for that confirmation. But what I personally really want to see on weekly time frames is a weekly closure above it first, then a daily candle flip. So you close the weekly candle above it. The next daily candle then will be a flip right here. So I do believe that somewhat next week you should see really nice clean setups for Sui, unless you're going to make a pullback back to the 141 to retest, so the 150 to retest the previous highs here, which is still of course a fantastic trade opportunity as well, but that just requires a little bit more time. So Sui is one of these that we have to be a little bit patient for. But if you have whatever hundreds of cryptocurrencies to choose from, there is always one that breaking out like that. So definitely something to look at. Okay, one cat. All right, perfect. Yeah, so that's the daily. We're sitting right in that resistance. Beautiful expansion. I think that we're looking for that next leg to the upside as well. Let's set an alert. right there. And if you manage to close above it, then it's fantastic. Okay. That's great. That would be amazing. That would be great. That would be fantastic. Thank you very much. We're going to keep a close eye on this one. What's your thought about TIA? On the higher or lower time frame, let me know. For now, this is actually, it depends, right? If you break above it, you know, there is another continuation possible. It's very consistent. If you start breaking below the $17, then this could turn into a short-term pullback, which is completely healthy as well. But it looks a little bit overbought to me. Like we have not seen a serious pullback here. But if you start breaking above the $20, sky's the limit. Sky is the limit. Now that's that here for the higher time frame. Now on the lower time frame, I mean, yeah, okay. On the lower time frame, you're coming back towards at least a beautiful range. The point of control is, of course, where you exactly come into. We call that the magic touch, right? So that was the fantastic stuff here. This was the low, the high. This was also the 79%. Yeah, a lot of beautiful confirmations here. So this is actually this is actually looking very, very good. We're building off liquidity. I mean, not enough momentum to the upside right now. I see it still coming down. That's my personal belief. This point of control is fantastic, but I just see another retest of that point of control. I see potential breakdown, and then a retest of the 70.6, and then a continuation towards the $20, something like that. Will be amazing, unless, you know, like we said before, out of nowhere we start breaking, we're coming up here, we start breaking, closing above the $20, then it's an easy trade, an easy continuation. Thank you, the point of control. Fantastic stuff here. Cowboy says PHB is strong. Let's do a couple more here. Yeah, this is so good, guys. Like you know, sentiment is everything in the market. I hope you get it. I hope you understand it. Vicky says I can vouch for that. My win rate gone up a lot since actually charting the macros right there. That's great, Vicky. Very, very good. Very happy about that. So important. Yeah, this is the one. So daily candle closure above here. Above the 161.5. The next candle creates a bottom wick. And it flips this candle. And you have an entry right there, depending on where the wick is at. And you target significant highs here. Yeah, looking very, very good here. Okay. Yeah, a lot of them could look good here. So yeah, just keep a very close eye on it. I just want to do a little recap real quick. And then close it off here for today, guys. We have been streaming for like what? A nice hour and 10 minutes here. Beautiful. So again, market bullish. The Bitcoin dominance bearish. Tether dominance bearish, which is bullish for the market. Total 3 bullish. Total 3 means total market cap excluding crypto, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So just altcoins right here, nothing else. Still major gap to fill. I really do believe that, you know, we will find support at $535 billion. We will starting to go into this range, which is roughly between the 585 and the 615. That's where I would thinking about selling some of my positions if I'm in position. So if I'm taking these daily flips and I'm in a trade, around that level, I'm interested in exiting. This is where I'm taking profits. This is where I'm like, okay, this might be the target in the short term. This might be a setup for a potential next leg up here. Major resistance will be around the $585 billion. So, you know, when the Ethereum is bearish and it has around 5% to drop, very bullish for the market here. But if the Bitcoin dominance is coming down, guys, the money is not flowing into Bitcoin, right? The money is flowing into altcoins. So when you want to understand where altcoins are at, look at the total market cap of the altcoins here. Great average to understand how the money is moving and where potentially we're going to see some retracement, because at some point we're going to retrace again and we don't want to enter when, you know, we're in that direct resistance right there. All right, then it's time to just wait, sit on our hands, or maybe start looking for shorts again. Start flipping short-term bearish to take advantage of a rejection play. For now, when Bitcoin is consolidating, this is very, very bullish for the altcoin market right now. All right, so take that piece of information right here. I really do like what we're seeing here. The liquidity is still above for Bitcoin as well, sitting above the $53,000. The one more push up could also be, you know, a potential scenario right here. We had already, you know, the most important, you know, some important news last week. So that's also, you know, behind us in regards to the CPI. So everything is starting to look, you know, on the upper hand in a good side right now for altcoins here in the very, very short term. So take advantage of these breakouts, guys. Chainlink, Cardano, Solana, they're all closing or coming closer towards these levels. And you know exactly what the strategy will be. I'm going to keep you updated regardless. Tim is going to be there for you guys regardless on a day-to-day basis here. He keeps piling in these signals as well. So if you do not take advantage of these signals, I have no idea what you're doing, because, you know, it's working. Unless you say, okay, signals are not for me, fantastic. You know, it's very rare to find signals that actually work consistently. And Tim has proven now over and over again that he is capable of doing this for you guys. So, you know, take advantage, ask questions, be active. And, you know, we're going to keep you guys updated in the market here in general. At the end of the week again, you know, in the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm going to be back into the forex. A couple things to set up right there as well. Overall, guys, you know, keep a close eye on it. Keep your risk management tight. And understand the market sentiment. Big lesson of today. You know, very important stuff. Sentiment is important here. Narratives, all right? Hypes around narratives. Put these things together. We're gonna make some money together. That rhymes. Fantastic. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day. We're gonna see you anytime soon here. Thank you for being part of our Limitless Crypto YouTube channel. It's a brand new channel here. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Get into our Discord. Get into our crypto VIP. Looking forward to see you next week. It was fun. And we're gonna keep each other updated. Have a great day, guys. Catch you guys later. Bye-bye.